You've felt it. The moment someone decides you're not worth their full attention, not through what they say, through what they don't. There's a system operating beneath every interaction you have, and most people never see it. But once you do, you can't unsee it. If you want to understand people beyond surface behavior, subscribe now. This channel is for awareness, not entertainment. Every conversation you enter is also an assessment. Within the first 15 seconds, the person in front of you has made unconscious calculations about your social value, competence, and whether engaging with you serves their interests. This isn't cruelty, it's efficiency. Your brain does the same thing. We are wired to allocate attention based on perceived return. Smart people, those with options, influence, or expertise, have learned to filter aggressively. They've been burned by time wasters, overpromisers, and those who take more than they give. So they've developed an invisible sorting system. This system doesn't announce itself. It operates through micro-behaviors, a delayed text response, a polite but vague answer, eye contact that drifts, the conversation that never quite deepens. You're not being rejected, you're being categorized. And once you understand the categories, you understand the game. The first filter is competence, not credentials, not education, not even intelligence. Competence is demonstrated through how you handle uncertainty, how you ask questions, and whether you respect someone's time and expertise. Smart people are exhausted by those who ask questions Google could answer, who seek reassurance instead of solutions, or who confuse conversation with therapy. They're not being cold, they're protecting their cognitive resources. Here's what they're actually measuring. Do you come with a question or a problem you've already tried to solve? Do you acknowledge their perspective before asserting your own? Do you know when to stop talking? These aren't social niceties. They're signals of metacognition, your ability to think about how you think. If you lack this, you'll be tolerated but never prioritized. And once you're deprioritized, reversing that judgment requires something most people won't do. Admitting they misread the room, recalibrating their approach, and demonstrating change without announcing it. The second filter is energy, not enthusiasm, energy. Every interaction carries a cost. Emotional labor, mental bandwidth, the risk of being misunderstood or entangled in someone else's chaos. Smart people have learned that certain individuals consistently drain more than they contribute. They're not toxic, they're just expensive. You know your energy expensive when people seem engaged in the moment but never follow up. Your messages receive delayed, minimal responses. Conversations feel warm but never deepen into collaboration. You're included in groups but not in the planning. This isn't rejection, it's resource management. The mistake most people make is trying to force connection through persistence. More messages, more enthusiasm, more vulnerability. But this only confirms the diagnosis. What changes the calculation is disappearing, building something visible, and returning only when you have something worth their attention, not their sympathy. If this resonates, it means you're already paying attention. That's why this channel exists. The third filter is status awareness. And this is where most people fail without knowing it. Status isn't about money or titles. It's about understanding the implicit hierarchy in any interaction and behaving accordingly. Smart people immediately recognize when someone doesn't understand their position. Not because they're arrogant, but because misreading status creates friction. You fail the status test when you ask for introductions to people you haven't earned access to. You treat expertise as freely available information rather than earned knowledge. You speak with certainty in domains where you lack credibility. You ask those above you to accommodate your schedule, your preferences, your needs. These aren't moral failures. They're calibration errors. The people who navigate status hierarchies successfully don't hide their ambition, they hide their entitlement. They ask permission where others assume access. They acknowledge constraints where others complain about barriers. They defer where others debate. This isn't submission, it's strategy, and those who master it are never ignored. They're studied. The final filter is reciprocity. Smart people track, often unconsciously, who gives and who takes, not in transactions, but in the invisible exchanges that build relationships. Do you share useful information without being asked? Do you make introductions that benefit others? Do you solve problems before they're posed to you? Or do you only appear when you need something? The people who are never ignored have mastered invisible value creation. They remember details others forget. They follow up on conversations weeks later. They send relevant articles without expectation. They offer help before it's requested. This isn't manipulation. It's investment in human capital. And those who don't understand this remain perpetually confused about why their network never activates when they need it. Here's what most people miss. The system isn't designed to exclude you. It's designed to protect those who've learned these patterns the hard way. Once you recognize the filters competence, energy, status awareness, reciprocity, you stop taking social dynamics personally. You see them as information. You can spend your life wondering why certain people don't engage with you. Or you can accept that attention is earned, not given. That respect follows competence. That relationships require energy you may not be contributing. That status exists whether you acknowledge it or not. And that reciprocity is the only currency that compounds. Most people go through life reacting. You're here because you want awareness. Subscribe to stay ahead of the psychology that shapes behavior. Like the video if it gave you clarity. Share it with someone who needs to see people clearly. The hierarchy isn't hidden. You just weren't looking.